Class number 4. As all of you can see, I'm sharing my screen with all of you.
Recording in progress.
All right, then. So we begin today's session, and the first thing we do is sentence completion. So these are a few words and phrases we use to give some kind of a condition. What it basically means is the sentence will have two events, and the second event depends upon the first event. If it rains, then we will not go for the picnic. Only if it is bright and sunny, we will go for the picnic. Unless it is bright and sunny, we will not go for the picnic. Miscellaneous, we use these words for different situations. While, as you know, is used to show some kind of a simultaneous things happening. Far too is beyond somebody's capability. Hardly means rarely. Not quite is not up to the level that you wanted it to be. At odds means there is a difference in opinion. As no surprise is what you expected. Later is at a different time frame. Let alone is a contrast. At long last means finally. Mistook for is where you mistake someone for someone else or something for something else. Furthermore is to add on something to that. So as to means in order to. No bearing on is to have no relationship whatsoever. In that means in a particular situation. Given is under the situation. Generally is what you normally expect. Not usual is which is not usual for you. We start with the first question. What answer did you all get? Fecklessness is the right answer because we are talking about someone who is once portrayed as anything but ineffective. If you take this whole thing together, it means effective.
Okay.
So first you're praising the governor for being effective, and then you're saying they now, however, which is a contrast, which means we need the opposite of effective, which is ineffective. And a synonym of ineffective is fecklessness. This is how we get this answer. If anyone has a doubt, please ask. No doubts, we move to the next question. What answer will you choose? All of you, please type. No one has got this. It's quite simple. We have despite, which is working as a clue here. Only one ID per student is allowed. I would not be able to allow anyone to use two IDs. All right, so we are talking about the contrast word despite. And after despite, we have numerous luminaries, which is a positive phrase. So what we need is negative. That means the university is in a bad state. So we go for pathetic as the right answer. If anyone has a doubt, please ask. No doubts? Okay, then we move to the next question. Yes, can all of you type your answers of this question? Anyone else wants to attempt? All right, the right answer is yeah, intimately and inseparable from. B and D, not comparable to, as some of you have chosen. I'll tell you why the answer is intimately and inseparable from. We are primarily talking about two things. One is art, the other is commerce. And beg your pardon, we are talking about the relationship between the two. And you can see when art is efflorescence means flowering, something positive. At the same time, commerce is also having vitality, which is also a positive word. So both are having a positive relationship between each other. And that's the reason the link would be a positive bond. And that's how the spirit of acquisitiveness may be strongly linked to cultural creativity. So we basically need two positive words, and that's why intimately and inseparable from will be the right answers. If anyone has a doubt, please ask. No doubts, all of you are convinced. We can move to the next question then. Question number 4. Could you type your answers, all of you? We are talking about a setting here, and there is a performance, and there is a. So one is the setting, the other is the performance, and the third important thing is the sound. Three things that we are talking about here. One is the setting, two is the performance, and three is the sound. We do not know whether the setting is a good or a bad place, but we know the performance was elegant and polished, but the sound was not very good. It was oddly dash. So this is where we identify that performance was good, but the sound was not good. So we need a negative word in the second blank. And that's how we will pick up tepid as a negative word for the second blank. Why tepid? Because it was oddly tepid given the energy that the players seem to be putting into it. So the players are putting the energy, but it is the opposite of that because of the word oddly. So we basically look for a word which says lacking energy. And the word for lacking energy is tepid. Then we come to the first blank. It is a bad place because the performance is good, but the sound is cold, unresonant, and tepid. It is because of the place, and hence it is exacting a tool to have a negative, not nervousness, because the place cannot be nervous, cannot be positive, because it is creating the dilemma, not solving the dilemma. I hope all of you are clear. If anyone has a doubt, please ask. Anyone has a doubt or a clarification, please ask. No doubts? All right, then we move to question 5. What combination will you select? We are talking about a governor who's obsessed with excising the media, but if you do not know the meaning of excising, you can get it from the media's hold. So media is having a domination. There's a meaning of the word hold. And obviously the governor will not like it. So the governor will like to remove the hold. And to remove the hold, the governor will try to first erode it, that means weaken it, and finally finish it. That's how we get the two blanks. For weaken, we have erode, and for finish, we have end. I hope all of you are in consonance with the explanation. If anyone has a doubt, please ask. No doubts. So we move to question number 6. If anyone has tried it, could you tell me the answer of this question? So the clue is basically the three contrast words that we have in this question. This is the first contrast word, this is the second contrast word, and this is the third contrast word. So these three contrast words are going to play an important role. If you look at the first yet, so on one side you are saying female labor was essential to the growth, positive side. But the moment we put the word yet, that means something negative will come here, which is why it remains difficult to track. The whole thing is negative, and we need a word for tracking. Because if something is essential, it must be there, but it is becoming difficult to find out or track. So we need a word for find out, which is track. For the second blank, we have despite, which is a contrast, and we have to look for the comma. After the comma, it is written glaring omission, which is negative. So before the comma, it will be something positive. And hence we go for advances, which is a positive word, not a gap or a disinterest. For the third blank, we have women. So first we have the yet word, which is a contrast. And then we say women outnumber men. So women are greater than men. But when you say yet, that means now all the data that you have, indices and discussions of growth and etc., will be having only of the male labor force. That will create the contrast. So because we need the word only, we will select G to create the contrast and not suppress or rarely. That will not fit in here. So I hope all of you are clear. If anyone has a doubt, you may ask. No one has a doubt. All right, then we will move to question number 7. If anyone has tried it, what combination will they use? We are talking about indictment, that is an accusation, and the author is saying it is a justified accusation. So when you say the accusation is justified, that means the high school textbooks must have done something wrong, and that's what we have to prove, that the high school textbooks have done something wrong, starting from here to here. So what is the wrong thing that they have done? That's what we have to identify here. All we know is they are claiming to print something which the historians are hotly debating. If the historians are hotly debating, that means the historians have not come to any conclusion. But if you write it as a controversial claim, are you doing anything wrong? No. So we eliminate B. And if you do anything sensational, are you doing anything wrong? No. So we eliminate sensational. That means by default, the answer would be factual, which means true claim. So how did they come to the conclusion that it is a true claim when the historians are still debating it? And that's how we get the first blank, that they are claiming it is a true claim. And why? Because the historians are still debating and the historians have not come to any conclusion. So how could they be sure that it is a true claim? And when you add the word or, it's like either or, the sentence is going in the same way. So we need another blank here, which will prove they have done something wrong. And that is if it is proven false later on. They have gone ahead and printed it as true, but later on it is proven as false. And the word for false is contradicted. Finally, we go to the last blank. And when you talk about a primary source is always the authentic source. So it would be reliable, cannot be dubious or incomplete. If anyone has a doubt, please ask. No one has any doubt. The right combination is AFI. I have just explained it. If anyone has a doubt, please ask, or I'll go to the next question. No doubts. We move to the next question. What combination did you all get? So this one is easy. The minimum temperatures are going up rapidly during the minimum temperatures are going up rapidly. Then maximums may involve cloud cover and evaporative cooling. Clouds tend to keep the days cooler by reflecting sunlight and the nights warmer by reducing the loss of heat, for which we select inhibiting. Greater amounts of moisture in the soil from additional precipitation and cloudiness dash the daytime temperature. So when you have moisture and additional precipitation and cloudiness, so what will they do? They will reduce the daytime temperature, which is why we go for restrain. And for the third blank, what happens during evaporation? The heat energy is used up in, and that's how we go for I. So the right combination is A, F, and I. Let's move to sentence equivalence, where you need to pick a pair of answers. Has anybody tried it? Why don't you type your answer? A, B, fortuitous and foresighted. That's not a pair, I guess. Fortuitous goes with serendipitous. I'll show you the word meanings. Fortuitous is a pair with serendipitous, and foresighted is a pair with prescient. Popular does not have a pair. Lucrative does not have a pair. The right answer is foresighted and prescient because it was a long term strategy, and a strategy cannot be lucky. So we cannot go for lucky. Now tell me something. Have you guys done your homework? What is the point of discussing the questions when only one or two students are participating in answering the questions? Can you all tell me, have you done the homework or not done the homework? There is no point in attending classes without doing the homework. I am sounding like a tape recorder listening to my own voice. There is no participation from anybody. Could you guys type, have you done the homework? Yes or a no? Can I get an honest answer from all of you? You have done the homework, type a yes or a no.